There's no denying the impact Gen Z has made on youth culture, social media, and branding. Many of them are just a few years younger than millennials, but the stereotypes and idiosyncrasies we've assigned to them are often different than their slightly older counterparts. Gen Zers are also getting older. Some of them are reaching their mid-20s and becoming financially independent adults, and because they're getting older, the rest of us have a solid understanding of their collective identity and their differences from older generations. The same cannot be said about another generation, a generation that's just starting to make our heads turn, Generation Alpha. Born anytime between 2010 and 2025, this partially unborn demographic has yet to make a statement on the world. Or have they? You may have heard of Ryan's World. It's an incredibly popular YouTube channel with over 30 million subscribers. Its lead, 10-year-old Ryan Kaji, first appeared in Ryan's World back in 2015 when he was just 3 years old. Over the course of the last 7 years, Ryan has reviewed thousands of toys with the help of his sisters and parents, the channel's primary demographic, other alphas who share similar interests. As you'd expect, the products Ryan reviews have changed with his interests since 2015, and that's reflected in the channel's timeline. Like the rest of his audience, Ryan's interests aren't always the sole factor behind the toys he plays with. External factors, including his physical environment, his parents' economic status, and his fame, have all defined his likes and dislikes over the years. In fact, virtually every toy Ryan touches has been selected by either his parents or marketed to him with his parents' purchasing power in mind, not to mention all of the toys he's received from sponsorship deals. And this is what makes alphas so fascinating. Brands have chosen to wean this next generation using data they have about their parents. Until the 2010s, a parenting model shaped by social media, influencer marketing, and other digital mediums may not have seemed possible. Since then, the social media platforms millennial parents spend the most time on have made an enormous impact on the purchases they make for their children. Take Little Spoon, a direct-to-consumer brand targeting millennial parents looking for an easier way to feed their children. By the end of 2020, Little Spoon raised as much as $22 million to support its value proposition, and legacy brands like Gerber and Mama Made will probably need to make some changes if they want to keep up. But if the products are virtually the same as they've always been, why are brands changing their marketing strategies so abruptly? Well, according to Heather Dretsch, an assistant professor of marketing at North Carolina State University, market research points to millennials as the demographic with the most purchasing power in the world. Not to mention the enormous shift toward the BuzzFeed internet in the 2010s that perpetuated generational identities and stereotypes and helped brands target specific audiences. And in the last couple of years, millennial-focused brands are having an even easier time pinpointing the pain points of these parents. Because of the pandemic, the parenting industry has largely moved online as millennials look for affordable, convenient products. This isn't to say alphas are tethered to their parents' purchases for the rest of their lives, but we shouldn't overlook the ties children make with brands in the early stages of their development. Now, little research has actually been done on alphas and their preferences, even if it's just a color scheme. But here's the kicker, it doesn't really matter. In the marketing world, advertisers are aware of our generational nuances and are already hard at work turning alphas into profitable commodities. In fact, by latching on to alphas early, brands can create affinities with these little consumers that could last a lifetime. Roblox, launched back in 2006, is the latest game to truly captivate young audiences. With the help of brands like Nike, Gucci, and Forever 21, Roblox is building virtual stores where alphas not only spend money, but build lasting connections with them by pretending to manage and operate them within the game. As Dretsch noted, those connections happen very naturally and almost non-consciously. Roblox is one of the first platforms to entice an entire generation, but we'd argue they won't be the last.